The rain pounded against the windows of the small Brooklyn apartment like an unrelenting accusation. Emily Hartman stood frozen in the doorway, her heart racing as she watched her best friend, Sarah Klein, pull away from the kiss they just shared. A kiss that had started as a drunken dare but ignited something raw and undeniable. In that split second, Emily's carefully constructed life shattered. Her conservative family's expectations, her fiancé's ring on her finger, and the societal facade she'd worn for years all crumbled under the weight of a truth she could no longer deny. Emily slammed the door behind her, her mind a whirlwind as she paced the living room. Sarah, still seated on the couch, looked up with wide eyes, her cheeks flushed. Wait. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." But Emily cut her off, her voice trembling. "Didn't mean to what? Make me feel this? God, Sarah, what have we done?" The two had been inseparable since college at NYU, bonding over late-night study sessions and shared dreams of escaping their small-town roots. Emily from a devout Catholic family in rural Pennsylvania, Sarah from a more progressive Jewish household in New Jersey. Their friendship had always teetered on the edge of something more. But tonight, at their weekly wine night, the line had been crossed. As the storm outside intensified, Emily sank onto the floor, burying her face in her hands. Memories flooded her. The way Sarah's laugh lit up a room, the subtle touches that lingered too long, the jealousy she'd felt when Sarah dated that guy last year. "I can't do this," Emily whispered. "I'm engaged to Mark. My parents. They'd disown me." Sarah knelt beside her, her hand hesitating before resting on Emily's shoulder. "Maybe we don't have to label it. Maybe it's just us." But Emily knew better. In a world where her father's church sermons railed against unnatural sins, and her mother's dreams revolved around a perfect wedding, this revelation was a bomb waiting to explode. The next morning, Emily woke to the buzz of her phone. Text from Mark planning their engagement party. Guilt gnawed at her as she stared at Sarah sleeping peacefully on the couch. She slipped out quietly, heading to her job at the marketing firm in Manhattan. The subway ride was a blur, her mind replaying the kiss over and over. At work, she buried herself in spreadsheets, but the distraction was palpable. Her boss, a no-nonsense woman named Carla, noticed. "Everything okay, Hartman? You look like you've seen a ghost." Emily forced a smile. "Just family stuff." But it was more than that. It was the dawning realization that her feelings for Sarah weren't fleeting. They were the core of who she was. By afternoon, Emily's resolve cracked. She texted Sarah. "We need to talk. Meet me at the park after work." Central Park was their sanctuary, a place where they picnicked and shared secrets. As the sun dipped low, casting golden hues over the leaves, Sarah arrived, her expression a mix of hope and fear. "Last night wasn't a mistake for me," Sarah said softly, sitting on their favorite bench. Emily's heart ached. "It wasn't for me either. But what now? I can't just throw everything away." They talked for hours, dissecting their friendship, admitting the attractions they'd suppressed. Sarah confessed she'd known her own sexuality since high school but had hidden it to avoid rocking the boat. Emily, on the other hand, had always pushed such thoughts aside, attributing them to admiration. As dusk fell, Emily made her first decision. She wouldn't tell Mark yet. "Let's take it slow," she suggested, her voice steady despite the turmoil inside. Sarah nodded, but her eyes betrayed worry. Walking home together, hands brushing accidentally, Emily felt a spark of liberation mixed with dread. That night, alone in her bed, she dreamed of weddings, not to Mark but to Sarah, and woke in a cold sweat. The internal conflict was just beginning. The price of authenticity loomed large. Over the following weeks, their relationship evolved in secret. Stolen glances at coffee shops, whispered conversations in hidden corners of the city. Emily started questioning everything. Her faith, her family's love, her own identity. One evening, after a particularly intense argument with Mark about wedding venues, he wanted a grand church affair, she couldn't stomach the hypocrisy. She met Sarah at a quiet bar in the village. "I feel like I'm living a lie," Emily admitted over cocktails. Sarah reached across the table, her fingers intertwining with Emily's. "Then stop. Choose truth." But choice came with consequences. Emily's mother called daily, gushing about dress fittings and guest lists. The pressure built like a storm cloud. A turning point came during a weekend getaway to the Hamptons, disguised as a girls' trip. Away from prying eyes, they allowed their feelings to surface fully. Long walks on the beach, hands held openly, conversations about futures intertwined. "I love you," Sarah said one night under the stars. Emily's response was a kiss, passionate yet tender. But reality intruded via a phone call from Emily's father. "Your mother found some old letters from Sarah. She's worried you're drifting from Mark." Panic set in. Emily hung up, her face pale. "They're onto us," she whispered. Sarah pulled her close. "We'll face it together." Returning to the city, the tension escalated. Emily's sister Lisa, who lived nearby in Queens, dropped by unannounced. "Mom says you're acting weird. What's going on?" Emily deflected, but Lisa's eyes narrowed. "Is it Sarah? You two are always together." The accusation hung in the air, unspoken but potent. That night, Emily confronted her fears in her journal. "Am I willing to lose my family for this? Is love worth the pain?" The answer eluded her, but the seed of doubt had been planted. Emily's double life intensified in the months that followed. By day, she played the dutiful fiancée, attending cake tastings with Mark and smiling through family dinners. By night, she sought solace in Sarah's arms, their meetings clandestine and charged with urgency. The secrecy added a thrill, but it also eroded her from within, like acid eating away at her soul. One afternoon, while browsing bridal magazines at her parents' insistence, Emily's phone vibrated with a message from Sarah. "Miss you. When can we be real?" The word stung, a reminder of the facade she maintained. Mark noticed the changes first. "You've been distant," he said over dinner at their favorite Italian spot in Midtown. Emily poked at her pasta, avoiding his gaze. "Work's been crazy." But Mark pressed on. "Is there someone else?" Her denial came too quickly, laced with guilt. That night, she confessed partially to Sarah. "He suspects something." Sarah's face hardened. "End it with him. This isn't fair to anyone." Emily hesitated. Breaking off the engagement meant confronting her family, admitting a truth that could shatter generations of expectations. Her father, a pillar in their community church, had always preached about traditional values. Her mother dreamed of grandchildren and a normal life. The internal battle raged. Emily sought therapy, booking sessions under a fake name to avoid detection. Her therapist, Dr. Ramirez, listened patiently as Emily poured out her confusion. "You're torn between who you are and who they want you to be," Dr. Ramirez observed. "But suppression leads to resentment." Emily nodded, but the words felt abstract. Meanwhile, Sarah grew impatient. "I can't be your secret forever," she said during a heated whisper argument in a park restroom. Emily's eyes filled with tears. "Give me time. Please." Time, however, was not on their side. Emily's sister Lisa began digging. A tech-savvy graphic designer, she scrolled through social media, piecing together timelines. One evening, Lisa confronted Emily at her apartment. "I saw you two at that cafe last week, holding hands. What the hell, Em?" Emily's world tilted. "It's not what you think." But Lisa's voice rose. "You're gay? With Sarah? Dad will have a heart attack." The accusation echoed, forcing Emily to defend herself. "It's love, Lisa. Real love." Lisa stormed out, leaving Emily reeling. That night she called Sarah, sobbing. "She knows. What if she tells?" Sarah arrived within the hour, holding Emily as she broke down. "We'll handle it. But you have to decide, us or them." The decision weighed heavily. Emily spent sleepless nights weighing pros and cons. The warmth of Sarah's embrace versus the cold rejection of family. A moral dilemma emerged. Was it right to deceive Mark? To betray her upbringing? Society's whispers amplified her doubts. News stories of disowned LGBTQ youth haunted her dreams. In a bid for clarity, Emily attended a support group for queer women in the city. There, she heard stories of loss and triumph, mirroring her own struggles. One woman shared how her coming out led to estrangement but eventual reconciliation. Inspired, Emily planned to tell Mark. But fate intervened. At a family barbecue in Pennsylvania, her father pulled her aside. "Lisa mentioned something troubling. About you and Sarah." Emily's blood ran cold. "It's nothing, Dad." But his eyes searched hers. "Remember our values, Emily. Don't throw your life away." The drive back to New York was torturous. Emily stopped at a rest area calling Sarah. They suspect. I have to end it with Mark. Sarah's relief was palpable. Finally. The breakup was brutal. Mark's face crumpled as Emily explained. I'm in love with someone else, a woman. He left in silence, the ring clattering on the table. Freedom tasted bittersweet. The cost was immediate. Mark's friends spread rumors, and Emily's social circle fractured. With the engagement off, Emily and Sarah went public to a degree. They held hands in queer-friendly neighborhoods, attended pride events incognito. But the family pressure mounted. Her mother called, voice quivering. What's this about Mark? And Sarah? Emily dodged, but the net tightened. Sarah, sensing Emily's wavering, pushed for commitment. Move in with me. Let's build our life. Emily agreed, packing boxes in secret. The move symbolized a shift, but doubts lingered. As tensions simmered, a betrayal loomed. Lisa, torn between loyalty and concern, confided in their parents. Unbeknownst to Emily, a family intervention was brewing. Sarah, meanwhile, faced her own demons. Her progressive family was supportive, but she worried about Emily's fragility. Are you sure? She asked one night. Emily nodded, but inside the moral quandary persisted. Was choosing love selfish? Living together amplified both joy and strain. Emily and Sarah's apartment became a haven, filled with laughter and intimate dinners. But shadows crept in, whispers from neighbors, judgmental stares at the grocery store. Emily's job suffered. Her focus waned amid the emotional upheaval. One morning, Carla pulled her into the office. Your performance is slipping. Sort it out. Emily nodded, but the warning stung. Society's subtle prejudices chipped away at her confidence. The confrontation with her family arrived like a thunderclap. Emily's phone rang during breakfast, her mother hysterical. Come home now. We need to talk. Sarah urged caution. Don't go alone. But Emily, driven by guilt, drove to Pennsylvania solo. The family home, once a place of comfort, felt like a courtroom. Her parents and Lisa waited in the living room, faces grim. We know about Sarah, her father said flatly. Emily's heart pounded. How? Lisa averted her eyes. I told them. For your own good. Betrayal sliced through Emily like a knife. You what? After I trusted you. Her sister defended herself. You're throwing away your life. Mark was perfect. The argument escalated. Her father quoted Bible verses decrying sinful choices. Her mother wept, pleading. Think of the family. The shame. Emily stood her ground. This is who I am. I love her. But the words fell on deaf ears. Her father issued an ultimatum. End it or don't come back. Tears streaming, Emily left, the door slamming like a final judgment. On the drive home, she questioned everything. Was her love worth this fracture? The moral debate raged. Duty to family versus self-truth. Arriving back in Brooklyn, she collapsed into Sarah's arms. They want me to choose. Sarah held her tight. Choose us. But the damage was done. Emily's resolve cracked under the weight of rejection. In the aftermath, isolation set in. Friends from her old life ghosted her, siding with Mark. At work, rumors circulated, fueled by a vindictive colleague. Emily's promotion slipped away. A casualty of distraction. Sarah, supportive yet strained, suggested couples therapy. We need tools to navigate this. Sessions revealed deeper conflicts. Emily's internalized homophobia, Sarah's fear of abandonment. I feel like I'm pulling you along, Sarah admitted. Emily reassured her, but doubts festered. A pivotal moment came at a queer rights rally in Washington Square Park. Surrounded by allies, Emily felt empowered. She spoke briefly on stage, sharing her story anonymously. The applause bolstered her, but a familiar face in the crowd, Lisa, shook her. Later, Lisa approached. I came to understand. Tentative reconciliation began, but trust was shattered. Why betray me? Emily asked. Lisa sighed. Fear. I thought I was saving you. Back home, the rally's energy faded into reality. Emily's father emailed, disinviting her from holidays. The pain was visceral, a constant ache. Sarah proposed a trip to California to escape. Let's visit my family. They'll love you. The visit was a bomb. Sarah's parents embraced Emily warmly. offering the acceptance she craved. But it highlighted the void left by her own kin. "Why can't mine be like this?" Emily whispered one night. Upon return, conflict peaked. Mark, bitter, confronted Emily at a mutual friend's party. "You ruined us for her?" His words drew stares, amplifying societal judgment. Emily fled, Sarah in tow. That night they argued fiercely. "This is too much," Emily cried. "Maybe we should pause." Sarah's face fell. "After everything? You're giving up." The exchange exposed raw vulnerabilities. Emily's fear of loss, Sarah's impatience. Moral quandaries deepened. Was Emily's persistence heroic or foolish? Society's lens judged harshly. Online forums debated similar stories, some condemning family breakers. Emily scrolled endlessly, seeking validation. A breakthrough came via Dr. Ramirez. "Forgive yourself first." Emily began journaling decisions, weighing costs. Emotional freedom versus familial bonds. As the file intensified, a new threat emerged. Lisa, regretting her betrayal, warned Emily. "Dad's talking to a lawyer about cutting you out." The news devastated. Emily faced a choice. Fight for inheritance or let go. Sarah urged release. "Money isn't worth your soul." But the practicalities loomed: rent, stability. The narrative built toward climax, with Emily standing at her window, city lights blurring through tears. The price of love was mounting, and the betrayals cut deeper than ever. The lawyer's letter arrived like a death knell, confirming Emily's disinheritance. "For moral reasons," it stated coldly. Rage boiled within her, years of obedience erased. Sarah read it silently, then hugged her. "We'll build our own legacy." But Emily's anger turned inward. "This is my fault. I chose wrong." The self-doubt spiraled, questioning if her love was a selfish indulgence. Seeking solace, Emily reached out to Lisa, meeting at a neutral cafe in Queens. "Why didn't you fight for me?" Emily demanded. Lisa teared up. "I was scared. Dad's health is failing, he blamed stress on you." The revelation hit hard. Her choice was damaging her father's well-being. Moral ambiguity clouded everything. Was she responsible? Lisa offered an olive branch. "Come talk to them. Maybe compromise." Emily refused. "Compromise my identity? No." The standoff strained her relationship with Sarah. Small arguments escalated, over finances, over visibility. Sarah wanted to attend a pride parade openly. Emily feared repercussions. What if work finds out? One fight ended with Sarah storming out. "I'm tired of hiding." Alone, Emily reflected on the trade-offs. Intimacy for security, authenticity for peace. Reconciliation attempts faltered. A mediated family call via Zoom devolved into accusations. Her mother sobbed, "We raised you better." Her father remained stoic. "Repent or stay away." Emily hung up, shattered. The emotional toll manifested physically: insomnia, weight loss. Sarah noticed, suggesting a break. Maybe space to heal. But Emily clung tighter, fearing loss. Betrayal struck again from an unexpected source. A colleague, overhearing a phone call, outed Emily to the boss. Carla called her in. Personal matters are private, but distractions affect the team. Emily's job hung by a thread. Paranoia set in. Who could she trust? Society's undercurrents, workplace discrimination, subtle biases, amplified her isolation. In desperation, Emily attended a retreat for LGBTQ individuals facing family rejection. Stories of survival inspired her, but one woman's tale of permanent estrangement mirrored her fears. "The pain never fully goes," the woman said. Emily returned changed, confronting Sarah. "I need to fight for us." They recommitted, planning a small commitment ceremony with close friends. But fate twisted. Mark, seeking closure, contacted Sarah privately. "She's using you to rebel," he messaged. Sarah dismissed it, but seeds of doubt sprouted. During a dinner, she questioned Emily. "Is this real or a phase?" Hurt, Emily lashed out. "After all I've sacrificed?" The argument revealed cracks: Sarah's insecurities, Emily's lingering guilt. Moral debates intensified. Online, Emily joined forums arguing for personal truth over societal norms. But counterpoints stung. Family first, love comes and goes. She pondered. Was her path ethical? The cost included not just her inheritance, but potential nieces and nephews she'd never know. A dramatic turn came when her father's health crisis hit. A heart attack. Lisa called. "He wants to see you." Emily rushed to the hospital, Sarah by her side. In the waiting room, tensions flared. Her mother glared at Sarah. "This is family only." Emily stood firm. "She is family." Inside, her father looked frail. "I was wrong to push," he whispered. "But I can't accept it." Partial apology, yet rejection lingered. Emily left conflicted. Forgiveness or finality? The aftermath brought more damage. Her mother blamed Emily's lifestyle for the stress. Lisa, torn-sided with parents. The family rift widened, a chasm of pain. Emily's therapy sessions focused on grief, mourning the family she lost. As the file neared its peak, Sarah proposed a bold move. Relocate to San Francisco for a fresh start. Away from the ghosts. Emily agreed, but the decision meant abandoning roots entirely. Packing boxes, she found old photos, happy childhood memories now tainted. The price of freedom was steep, paid in tears and broken bonds. The move to San Francisco marked a rebirth, yet scars remained. Their new apartment overlooked the bay, symbolizing vast possibilities. Emily secured a job at a progressive ad agency, where her identity was celebrated. Sarah freelanced as a writer, their life weaving into the vibrant queer community. But echoes of the past haunted. Missed calls from Lisa, holiday cards returned unopened. Healing came gradually. Couples therapy helped navigate resentments. Emily learned to release guilt, Sarah to patience. They volunteered at LGBTQ centers, turning pain into purpose. "We've paid dearly," Emily reflected during a sunset walk. "But we're stronger." Society's acceptance in the Bay Area contrasted sharply with New York's judgments, highlighting regional divides. A year in, reconciliation flickered. Lisa visited unexpectedly. Dad's softening. Mom too. Over coffee they hashed out betrayals. "I was wrong to tell," Lisa admitted. Emily forgave tentatively. "It hurt, but I understand fear." The visit sparked hope, but boundaries held. No forcing acceptance. Emily's awakening deepened. She wrote a blog anonymously, sharing her journey, internal conflicts, societal pressures, moral dilemmas. Readers debated. Is family obligation paramount? Her posts sparked discussions, mirroring her own growth. Highs and lows persisted. A promotion for Emily brought joy, but news of her father's worsening health brought sorrow. She flew back alone this time. At his bedside, words flowed. "I love you, Dad. But I can't change." He squeezed her hand. "I love you too. Maybe. Try to understand." Not full acceptance, but a crack in the wall. Returning, Emily shared with Sarah. Progress. The relationship solidified through trials. They exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony on a cliffside, friends witnessing. Vows spoke of endurance. "Through betrayal and loss, I choose you." The moment was cathartic, a testament to resilience. Yet damage lingered. Emily mourned lost traditions, the grandchildren her parents envisioned. Moral reflections evolved. Choices weren't black and white. Each carried consequences. Society's evolution offered hope. Laws changing, attitudes shifting, but personal battles raged on. In quiet moments, Emily pondered the trade-offs. Had she chosen correctly? The answer shifted with moods. Sarah's presence grounded her, a reminder of love's worth. As the story concluded, Emily stood on their balcony, watching fog roll in. Life's complexities unfolded, a tapestry of pain and triumph. But one question lingered, sparking debate. Was sacrificing family for personal truth ultimately selfish, or the bravest act of all?